we checked out an organization called Avatil, which helps young people with learning disabilities not let them be an obstacle in their life.
You know what it feels like when you have way too many things to do, not enough time to do them, and you want to shoot yourself but don't? Well, it's called teen stress, and we went to go talk to a bunch of teenagers about it, see how they felt about it, and we went to talk to a bunch of professionals to see how to deal with it.
Okay, I went to see Royal West Academy's production of Othello, and it was actually very unique. They added a 30s gangster twist to it, and there was music, and it was top-notch.
What about you, Ariel?
Well, it's a little hard to believe, but Backstreet Boys are incredibly popular here, so we went to check out a press conference and a private concert that they were giving to see what all the fuss was about.
And what was the fuss about?
A lot of screaming teeny boppers going crazy for cute guys. I mean, I don't even think they're that cute, but that's a different story.
What about you, Eddie?
Well, me and Neil here have been looking for love for quite a long time. I need help. I really need help. So we went to go talk to JoJo, find out our love lives, and hit the streets to find love.
If you want to hit the streets to find love, I can help you out. It's not
Well, let's face it, this isn't something even I do every day to alleviate stress. But a lot of us teenagers are stressed out, so we went to go find out why and what we can do about it.
I wake up in the morning and I'm usually worried about a practice after school or a game after school because I want to perform well, and I know my coach expects me to. I also have to focus on this test.
The stress that I have to cope with as a teenager is more than people think.
So I do my test, and I do half as well as I would have if the game wasn't there.
Teenagers are faced with stresses of drugs and sex and all these things that we're kind of just bombarded with every day.
I go to my game, I'm exhausted from the test, so I don't really play as well as I could have.
I have plenty of friends. Problem is I don't have time to do anything with them.
I come home exhausted. I have a test the next day.
There's just so many more issues nowadays that our generation is dealing with.
I usually end up studying at like 9 or 10 at night, going to sleep, waking up exhausted the next day.
It's really a rare adolescent that doesn't have a huge amount on his plate.
And it just continues. I never get to catch up on this exhaustion and why I'm exhausted.
I couldn't balance between my work and my school, and I would sometimes come to school late. I still come to school sometimes very often late because, you know, I go to sleep late, can't get up in the morning.
My economics teacher likes to tell kids in our class that they don't know what it's like to be in the real world. Well, this is our real world.
What kind of stress do you think teenagers are under?
Peer pressure. A group of friends, a lot of people are having sex, and they have pressure from their friends to do the same thing.
My friends was like, don't do your homework, come out, whatever.
Stress to cope with expectations from their parents.
I have some friends who actually have parents who are doctors, and they say, you're going into this area of medicine.
What kind of stress do you think teenagers are under?
Well, succeeding in the future.
The truth is that 20 years ago, teenagers could anticipate a job market that was hospitable. They knew that at the end of the rainbow, there could, with proper educational background, be a job at the end of that. Teenagers are not sure about that anymore.
I think every generation has their own pressures and different events that affect their stress levels and their pressure.
Stress exists everywhere, but I try and control it. You just have to plan everything.
Let yourself breathe.
Only put yourself within that picture. Try to stay focused on your scene. Welcome that sensation of deep relaxation.
15 minutes, you're just away in a different world. You're in the classroom physically, but mentally you're just somewhere else.
I think it's just making a choice. Are you going to deal with that stress and learn to use the proper tools or not? Each breath like a balloon.
For the first, let's say 5 minutes, I'm listening to the instructor and I can imagine exactly what she's saying. And after that, I have no idea where I am. It's not necessarily escapism, it's just to try to refocus your energy.
With a sense of quiet, a sense of calm.
It's taught me that not to feel guilty about taking a couple of times aside during the day
The weight of the world is off my shoulders. I strongly recommend it for any teenager, or anyone, as a matter of fact, just to get away from their life for 15 minutes.
On releasing any accumulated stressors.
As you probably know, government is trying to ban cigarette companies from sponsoring events such as the Jazz Fest, auto racing, or tennis matches because they believe it's influencing teens to smoke. Well, we went to the streets to find out your opinion.
I don't think people start smoking because of ads.
Definitely. Probably yes and no.
Yes and no?
Maybe a little, but not that much. I think they've got some judgment. Advertising's subliminal anyways.
Yeah, they affect teens. All advertising has an effect on everybody in society.
I think they do have an effect subconsciously.
If you see it, it affects you. It might not affect you necessarily in a positive way. It might actually disgust you.
Basically, I think teens are going to smoke whether the ads say so or not.
I think it does affect.
I don't think it's anything about ads. I think it's just about whether you want to smoke or not.
They're used to going for what's in. If it's advertised, I guess it's in.
In the old days, young people with learning disabilities were completely ostracized. But not anymore. With programs like Avatil, they're being integrated into mainstream life just like typical teens. So we went to talk to some of them.
We teach independent living skills. And so a lot of them, you know, are toying with the idea, just like any other sort of 16, 17-year-old who knows they want to move out of their homes one day. But these young adults have a few more challenges, and with the help of Avatil, they know that they can one day live in the community at large.
We're going to talk about condoms a little bit more later on, how to use one, where to keep it. You don't keep it in your wallet.
No,
okay?
why?
Because it can rip, the heat can damage it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you have to know about a condom. You guys know that condoms have an expiry date.
Because of their handicap, a lot of people feel that they shouldn't learn about it, so they aren't taught it in the schools. Or if they are, it's sort of, you know, brushed aside whether they picked up on it or not. And so some of the basic knowledge on birth and STDs is forgotten about.
You need the condoms to have sex, and if you want to have a babies, don't want to get HIV, you have to be tested twice.
Our teens, they're excited, they're out there, they're struggling with you know, hormones, they're struggling with puberty, you know, finding out, you know, becoming independent, knowing that they're adults, but at the same time, a lot of them have a lot of insecurity. Parents tend to maybe overprotect them for a long time. That's one concern a lot of parents have about their children, is that, you know, I think we've protected them too much, so a lot of them lack this confidence.
She's become more confident, relaxed. She's never off the phone. Sort of what other people would think of as typical teenage behavior, this is new for us.
Ever since I started going to Avatil, I've been socializing more, trying to go out more. I've been controlling my temper, not as many outbursts, like blowing up at people, that type of stuff. And I find it easier to be more open and to share my feelings. Like, I feel here, I could say something and somebody will say to me, oh, that's stupid or that's ridiculous or something. Like, everyone's like really open and they get along well with people.
My meal is so good I could eat it all over again.
When I was young, you know, I got picked on all the time because I got epilepsy and I didn't know what that was.
A lot of people make fun of me because of my speech.
When I was young, people used to call me big ears or big eyes or egghead, and it used to bother me, but my other friend used to say, just ignore it. If you let them bother you, you're only going to get more mad at them if you let them pick on you. So they used to say, ignore it, and they'll walk away.
And what did you do?
I walked away instead of throwing my fist at someone.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel good, and it made the person look like a fool.
Sweet but gooey. My favorite thing about the program is that you can communicate with the other people. You know, have friends that you can get used to, you know, not be scared of other people.
That you learn lots of living skills and how to be on your own, and you make lots of friends.
Although you may have learning problems and you learn things different from other kids, it doesn't mean that like you're dumb or whatever, like you can fit in just as well. And the other kids should really try to look more deeper and to see what's like in the person and the personality, and not pay more attention to like what they look like or the way they act and that kind of stuff.
Lots of people aren't into Shakespeare, which is fine. It might not appeal to everybody. So the students at Royal West Academy decided to do it differently. They added a 30s gangster twist to an old classic Othello.
Okay. This gym floor will have to be redone next year.
It's really come together well. This has probably been the most intense play I've ever been involved in, and this is my 10th Shakespearean. It's a tragedy from the very beginning to the end, and it's come together very well, very easily. We had our problems, but you know, that's to be expected.
Hey man, what's up? What's up, George? Hey man. What's up?
We worked hard. We worked Saturdays. I don't know how many Saturdays we worked. When I missed a rehearsal, kids would come to me and say, hey, come on, we missed a rehearsal. We can't do that. Can't we rehearse over the March break? Can't we rehearse over on Sundays?
Thank you. Thank you.
So how long have you guys worked on this play?
I mean, it's been in like production for, I guess, about 8 to 10 months now, but I mean, Mr. Florin's been talking about Othello for going on 1.5 to 2 years now. This is like the first time I've seen like everyone from the leads onto like a guard, let's say, they're so excited about it, you know, they're really into it.
So what's unique about your production? Why is it different than the way Othello was intended to be?
Well, we've set it in the late 1930s Chicago gangster era with costumes from that time period and authentic firearm replicas.
This Moore, whom now it seems your special mandate for the state affair.
It's a play about Othello, who's a general of an army in Venice, and he's the thing to remember is he's of a different ethnic origin. Everyone else is white, and he takes as a wife Desdemona, who's the daughter of a very well-known, high-ranking senator. At this point, everyone seems to get a little touchy. After that happens, Iago is his, who's his right-hand man, starts to plot his downfall.
My lord has fallen into an epilepsy. He's his second fit. He had one yesterday.
Oh, he's Iago. He hates Othello, who knows why. And at the end, he leads Othello to kill his wife and himself.
So you've had a positive experience working with this play?
Oh yeah, big time. It's I've done a few others at the school. I always end up playing bad guys. So I've been typecast already. I'm 16.
You are the Lord of Duty. I am hitherto your daughter. But here's my husband.
Desdemona is, I think she's a strong woman. She has a lot of inner strength, which that's what we're trying to portray, what I'm trying to portray. She defies her father just to be with the man she loves.
Now,
the costume.
I'm looking at your costume, and I saw some people out there in 30s zoot suits, you know, gangster look, everybody has it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, actually, having to wear these things. It's sort of a change from the tunics and the classic medieval costumes.
It's a slick suit. First of all, one second. Let's take a look, starting at the shoes. Right over here. Ah, patent leather, feeling good. This guy's got it going on. I'm going to be perfectly honest, very slick. Oof. Okay, what do you have to say about yourself wearing such a gorgeous suit?
I feel like a traveling salesman.
Yeah, but very slick traveling salesman. What do you think of Shakespeare? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's boring?
Oh man, he's a great guy. He wrote stuff that's lasted 400 years. You can't knock that. I think it's the greatest stuff ever written.
So you're very pro-Shakespeare?
I'm very pro-Shakespeare. Right. He's a great guy.
There is but a little way that I can bring you, for I do attend here. But I'll see you soon.
'Tis very good. I must be satisfied.
Do you find that kids today can relate to Shakespeare?
Yes, tremendously. They really can. If you present it to them in the right way, and if you don't make it stodgy.
Get back!
You have to say, look, these are really exciting stories. As exciting as anything you're going to see on television.
Life sucks, Neil. We're pathetic. I mean, doesn't being on television mean anything anymore? I mean, what does it take to find a girl or a date or a number or anything? What does it take to find love? Maybe we should see a psychic or something. Jojo!
Jojo, I need help. My love life is going absolutely nowhere fast.
You like everything at the right place, right? And
okay,
cute.
Yes, cute.
So, that's it. That's what you need. So go for the cute and don't make concessions. You're cute. You got everything at the right place, so go and get your dreams to come true. You're a lover by nature, so you need variety and you need to investigate your heart before you commit yourself 100%. humor, fantasy, and brilliancy is one of your forte. Make sense?
It
So he's a
makes a lot of
Valentino. So go for it.
Oh, yeah. If I'm serious about meeting someone, I really don't need Neil. But let's get a bit of advice first. My goal today is to pick up some very fine ladies. Could you please hook me up with the right sense?
Got just the right thing for you.
Oh, yes.
Come and follow me. This is no debate.
No debate?
How do you like that?
That's nice.
I thought you'd like it. It's very nice. The color's very sexy, amber. Do you want to try some on?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay it. Like, this is sort of, you know, this is how you would do it, basically. Put a little bit here, and you might want to put some maybe under your arms, wherever you want.
Whatever, okay.
And this will make you absolutely irresistible to women.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Sorry. Would you be free to go on a date with me tonight?
I don't know. Where would we go?
We could go for coffee, or we could go to theater.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're a little too young for me.
Oh.
Sorry.
This, in general, is it hard for a guy to pick up a girl?
I don't know, you tell me. I don't know, that's what I keep hearing. I do get a lot of letters. I get a lot of, you know, guys who sort of corner me and say, you know, what is it that women want? And they do seem to be pretty confused out there. I don't know, as a woman, it doesn't seem like it should be so hard.
Please?
Hurry.
No, come back. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
This is not working so easily. If a woman says no, could she actually mean yes, or is no, no?
I think it's pretty safe 99.9% of the time to presume if a woman says no to anything, she probably means no.
Would you be interested in going out with a date with me tonight?
I can't. I'm very sorry. I have paper.
Why not?
I have paper due. I'm sorry.
You get a paper due?
Yes.
The paper's more important than me?
Definitely.
Do women like upfront, in your face guys?
Not necessarily in your face, but up front maybe. So it's like being direct, but not being obnoxious. It's a fine balance.
There's a fine line
That's
there.
right.
Hey, Neil, it's Ed. Yeah, all this advice has been working great. I'm meeting tons of women. Yeah, I've even got a date with one of them tonight at 8 at the Unicorn. You want to join us? All right. Yeah, I'll see you later, man. Now I gotta find a date. Just to help me, what are some good warm-up lines?
Good warm-up lines. Pickup lines that sound like pickup lines are not good.
So, do you come here often?
Yeah, about 4 times a week.
Really? Do you want to go out for coffee after?
I can. My boyfriend's waiting for me. He's that big one over there lifting weights.
Let's not tell Neil about this.
Be genuine. I mean, if you're really interested in someone, chances are that there's something about them that you're interested in. So, you know, why not focus on that?
Oh, I can't believe this. Neil's going to be here any minute. All that advice and I still don't have a date? Oh, I'm such a loser.
Hey, aren't you that guy from BuzZone?
Yeah?
Can I buy you a drink?
Sure. Hey, Neil! Eddie!
They have this very nice little image, all perfect and everything, and mothers like that. Mothers like their daughters to like that, and the daughters love it also. It's beautiful. I'm very happy for them, and I think it's good for this generation to have these kind of idols.
We took you guys to the Backstreet Boys concert here in the city, and well, the boys are back in town, as if you couldn't tell. This time we're gonna get a little bit closer and find out what all the fuss is about.
Mesdames et messieurs, les Backstreet Boys.
Bonjour. 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 Comment ça va?
We'll start the questions.
Hi, my name is Ariel Chernin, and I work for a show called BuzZone for teenagers, and I'd just like to know how hard it was for you guys to make the transition from normal teenager to superstar.
Wow, good question.
It's very hard, that's all I have to say.
Well, it's quite an adjustment from doing musical theater and selling out the Molson Center 3 nights in a row. So it's incredible. But fortunately, we have good management, good family behind us and around us, supporting us and keeping our heads on our shoulders and keeping our feet on the ground.
I just want to know how it's been for you to see your son make that transformation from, you know, sort of a normal teenager to somebody who's now giving a press conference and having thousands of girls coming to see him sing.
The bad part about it is I don't get to see him very much anymore because he's gone all the time. But it's been very rewarding to see him grow as an entertainer and to follow his dream.
Parents, kids, grandparents, everyone can come see our show. It's a major family show, you know? So, come on down.
So the big question is, why do you think the Backstreet Boys are so popular?
They're so clean, they're beautiful, they have good pop songs, they dance very well, and they sing very well. That's the main difference. That's why we like them more than the other ones. It's because they have real talent.
What are you feeling right now?
I really honestly don't know. It's shock. I still don't think I actually realize that I'm here. It's unbelievable.
They're real fans. They want to know the real thing.
When you guys were growing up, who were your role models when it came to singing and entertainment? And now, how do you feel that the situation is reversed, knowing that children are looking up to you as their role models?
My personal role models have always been my parents. I'm only 17 years old, and you know, to have, you know, my own peers look up to me as a role model, it's really different. And I feel like I'm just a normal person like you know, and I'd like to be treated that way.
Will their success last? I really hope so. They have really good songs with big hooks in them. They have very good crew around them, you know, to help them make something big.
We're 5 natural hams. This is all we really know. This is what we've been brought up to do, and this is what we love to do, and this is all we know.
If you have any story ideas for the show, get in touch with us. You can fax us, you can phone us, you can write us, and you can even reach us on the internet.